Hey, what's up? It's your girl Lauren Sizzle, and you are tuned into one of the hottest talk shows in the nation. We Talk Weekly with celebrity stylist Charles Gregory, classy lady Sparkle, and yours truly, Lauren Sizzle. Download the TuneIn Radio app and tune into our live broadcast every Saturday at 8 p.m. on WPPM 106.5 FM on TuneIn Radio. You want to binge listen to our podcast? We Talk Weekly's podcast is available on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, and TuneIn Radio Podcasts. Subscribe to our We Talk Weekly YouTube channel to check out all of our amazing shows, our interviews, and event coverage. Follow We Talk Weekly on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and subscribe to our newsletter on our website, wetalkweekly.com. And most importantly, keep it locked.
If he just got some type of accolade, some type of award. So we want to shout out to him. And who's the other gentleman we have?
We have Mr. Randy Crawford.
Randy Crawford,
us
that's right.
Today.
And he has some dynamic stuff going on too. I know when we talk about self-defense and protecting yourself, he has something to do with that. So we're going to talk a little bit about how we can protect ourselves, especially the ladies out there, because I know the ladies out there have some challenges sometimes feeling like they're not being protected. So if you feel that way, sometimes you just have to say, you know what? I need to protect myself.
Yeah, absolutely.
I need to protect myself. If nobody's going to protect me, I need to protect myself. And so this gentleman going to talk a little bit about that, because that's what he does. And so we're excited about some of the things that's going on. But, you know, before we get into all that good old stuff, Lauren, tell me, how was your day?
I had a bit, well, it wasn't a busy day. It was just like, the change in weather. You got to start getting rid of putting your summer clothes away. And it was kind of bittersweet because I'm like, I'm tired. I'm kind of wanting some fall weather, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm not ready for what's after the fall weather. But yeah, just doing stuff around the house and preparing for, got some things in the works in my, personal life. But yeah, just
nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No doubt. What about you, classy lady Sparkle? You been going. I know you back in your first day back. How you feeling? Tell us about your day.
It wasn't a bad day. A little productive day, a little heat up at the store from here, I
you said heat at the store.
Heat up.
Oh, heat
I
up.
call it heat up when people come in and get like sea moss and all that stuff.
Yes, I like that.
Yeah.
Not meat up, but
heat up. It was like, I had a little heat up
that.
today. And
I
I
like
think
that.
what
No
Sizzle
doubt.
said with the weather's changing, people are like taking that approach to make sure that they get their immune build up where, to fight off the colds and all that stuff. So, yeah.
That's important too. The immune system, and then this COVID is still kind of going around, so that is like
stock up on that vitamin C, y'all.
Yeah.
Keep your body so that it can fight off the infections when infections come.
Yes.
Yeah, the vitamin C, as they say, you could get vitamin C from the sun too, right? What else?
Vitamin D is from the
sun.
vitamin C is like in fruits.
Okay.
It's in a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's in different fruits and vegetables. I mean, but it's in different things. But they tell you, it's in orange juice and things like that.
It's in orange juice.
Yeah,
That's
but
funny.
they put a lot of sugar and all these other stuff in it. But I mean, when you get a little cold, it's kind of good that your body is building up those antibodies.
Yeah.
If your body can fight it off, that's even better. But it's building up the antibodies so that if something bigger comes, your body can fight it because it has those antibodies in it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You know what's funny about vitamin D? Well, vitamin C orange juice, right? As they say. They just came out with a study where apparently, I forgot what brand of orange juice it is, but apparently it's cancer-causing agents in it. And it's the orange juice that we grew up on. And that's, unfortunate because a lot of these foods that, I watch a lot of like IG videos and reels and TikToks, of course. And a lot of them are also saying that some of the foods that we have in America, they won't even allow in the UK
They
and in
won't.
Europe and things like that.
FD&C, red number 40,
Yeah, yeah,
yellow
yeah.
number 5, all that kind of stuff, they ban that. They don't allow it. And as far as vitamin C, if you want to really just take an orange, you only have to get a juicer, just get a presser and
go.
to get your own. But also wash your fruit because a lot of it gets pesticide on it. And you're putting that in you. So, I mean, honestly, baking soda, apple cider vinegar, those things can wash your fruit and your vegetables very, not chemical based. Because you do have a lot of that stuff when they're shipping it and all that stuff is on there when you consume it in your body.
Yeah. You know what? And that's one of the things where I don't think a lot of us think of washing our fruit, especially apples, stuff that you just, grapes. Some of us will do wash our grapes, but we don't think of even washing the skin of pineapples.
That's true.
I ingest the entire pineapple. I take off the head, of course, but then I cut up the skin, right, the outside, and boil it.
Boil it, yeah.
Use it for tea.
Honestly, the peel, which is the house, has more nutrients than the inside. And people,
There you go.
yeah, so.
Say it one more again, because a lot of people don't know that. Watermelon,
Yeah, it has
that skin.
Yeah, it has the nutrients. All of the fruit is edible, so you can do stuff with it. Yeah. I mean, even fresheners for washing your body and keeping the refrigerator or the sink, like it can be redone in so many different ways that we don't know.
Yeah, no, for sure.
What's up with you? See, how was your day?
Long. I had a long. I know my days are always long, but running around. I was up early this morning. I had a project to do that I had to complete. A few calls, emails, checking a couple things. Wrote another grant. Hopefully that we secure that. And it's something to talk about as it relates to, independent media and journalists being able to survive or to, really sustain in an environment like this that doesn't pay really well, right? And journalists don't really get paid a lot, right? And so most of us do some subcontract work, and have to compete for certain jobs, right? And the only thing that we do have that's pretty sustainable to a degree outside of our jobs are grants, being able to write a grant and secure a grant so we can sustain. And so that's something that we do constantly. And so if you're watching and, people out there and you want to support your journalists, man, make a donate. Matter of fact, that's a good time. Hold on, where's my donation? Why don't you tell them to donate? Go ahead. Holla at them, Spark. Tell them to donate. Let me find this.
All right, y'all already heard what C said. It is blood, sweat, and tears of independent journalism. You can cash app us at $ We Talk Weekly. What did they say on Coming to America? We know what jingles, but we like to hear what folds.
I know that's right. I was about to say Queen to be. That's funny.
But $ Cash App, We Talk Weekly. That's WETALK Weekly. And if you can't send a monetary donation, then anything you do on our social media, such as sharing, commenting, telling people about us, letting them know to listen in, that would be greatly appreciated as well.
That's right. Thanks for that. Because we need you. We love the support and we appreciate the support. So much so that we are excited to say that our socials, We Talk Weekly, has a reach of over 1 million people. Can you believe that, man? Can you believe? I couldn't believe it. I was like, that sounds like such a big number, right? But looking at the analytics, analytics will tell you everything, right? And so I just want to thank everyone who's been watching, sharing our content. They love the Facebook. I mean, everybody been on the Facebook supporting and sharing the content. And so what we like is to be able to offer our platform to those that are entrepreneurs out there, right? So if you're an entrepreneur, you're someone that has a story, you're a journalist that want to come on and be a co-host for the day, reach out to We Talk Weekly. Email us. They can email us. WeTalkWeekly@gmail.com.
Or go on our website.
There you go.
They can go to WeTalkWeekly.com and there's a contact page where, you fill that out, put all your demographic information on there, and somebody will get back to you.
Yep, that's actually a better place to go. Go to our website, fill it in, we get a website click. That helps us out.
Right.
And see, this is the thing that I want you guys to understand. You don't always have to give people money, but sharing, liking, subscribing, clicks, all of that works in a grand scheme of things. So we want you to continue to do that, continue to support We Talk Weekly, because we appreciate it. But if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a journalist, if you have a dynamic story, if you're in the fashion and want to talk fashion, holla at me, right? If you are in the STEM, contact us. We love it. The educators, if you taking care of these little babies, if you're fighting, the crime in the community, if you're trying to stop this violence, trying to stop the shootings, if you're an artist that spit bars, if you're a singer and you're really good, I love to sing, especially ladies. Let me tell you something. I will bring you on a show if you can sing. And you sing to me, I'm going to bring you on the show. I'm going to let you know that. So we really appreciate all the love and support and everything that's going on today. But I don't want you guys to go anywhere. We're going to cut to a little break real quick. Let me see what Spark. We're going to pull one of Spark old clips up.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, we're going to do that.
Every time.
And I know, right? And, one of those things. But we'll be back in about 2 minutes. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back, y'all. Holla.
We just want to get a little background as to who the Fantastic Noise is and the noisemakers, if you can let us know.
Yes, absolutely. So once again, I am Fantastic Noise. I am the original noisemaker, so no one's going to make as much noise as me, okay? And right here we have the Noisemaker Band. This is only half of it. The other stuffs are upstairs. My Kevin Lamar, Lonnie, and Dobbs, who are the actual band members. These are the background singers. And we came to make some noise. We came to bring that noise today. That's what we try to do. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
And how did you guys get together?
Oh man, so it started with, I've been doing this on my own for almost 3 years now. And man, I guess each of these people here have different background stories. Most of us went to the same church together and we just kept going. This one, her, this is one of my assistants here, one of like my biggest supporter, my biggest shooter here. She's an assistant. So we just been building, and the same thing with upstairs with the band, just meeting through people, kept networking, kept seeing, and it was just like God ordained. Bam, here we are.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, could you guys do We Talk Weekly a favor?
Yes.
Can you give us a drop in a melody type way?
Oh, a melody type way?
Yes.
Okay. So We Talk Weekly?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to do something like this. We Talk Weekly, come and hear us. We Talk Weekly, come and hear them. 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 Yeah!
Every time I hear
it. See, that's the funny thing is that's probably one of the best clips. I love that clip. And I think
authentic.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Loud. I just don't like that. I know I'm a loud person, but I'm just loud.
That is so funny. And so before we get into anything, why don't you tell me a little bit about I'm going to talk a little bit about CMOS. And I know that's your thing, right?
Yeah.
Everyone has been jumping on the CMOS kick, right?
Okay.
Why is CMOS so great? Tell us some of the reasons why CMOS is so great.
So I'll give you a small background. CMOS, from what people say and from my study and research, CMOS has another name called Chondrus crispus. It comes from the Caribbean or it comes from Ireland. Your body has 102 minerals. CMOS is the only food outside of sauerkraut that has 92 of those minerals. Your body doesn't naturally produce zinc or anything like that. And these come from the ocean and from the salt and the minerals that are collected. And that's where it comes from. CMOS is actually a thickening agent. And that thickening agent is used in like different things like soup. It was actually something for people that were poor to expand their food. You can put it in different soups. Once it came here, a lot of people were saying that if you don't have purple sea moss or golden and all these different things about it was being like cloned. But sea moss helps with lowering blood pressure, blood sugar, stamina, sexual libido, hair, skin, nails. It really does help with the different minerals that your body needs. Now, sea moss, it's algae, so it does have iodine, and that's the reason that you're not supposed to just sit and eat it. Some people don't like the consistency, but it is mixed with fruit in order for it to taste better, which is why it's called a superfood when you mix it with fruit. But you're not supposed to take more than 4 tablespoons, or for children, teaspoons, but weight and height. No more than like 4 a day because of the iodine in it.
I see. So, if I turn blue, don't worry about it. Because sometimes I just like the way that it tastes, right?
And everybody doesn't. It is an acquired taste. And it depends on who's making it, because some people make it thicker, thinner. But the way to prepare it is that you're supposed to clean it, wash it, let it sit. It expands for like 12 to 18 hours. And you're not supposed to just clean it with like distilled or like with tap water. It's like distilled water or some kind of like purified water, because that's, you're, consuming that too.
Yeah. Interesting. Now, you sell this product at your store. You have worked with different vendors. The question is, are you planning on creating some yourself? Creating your own brand finally, because I know you know enough to do that, right? And so when you think about the brands that you had, you know how to put it together. You know the different forms of sea moss. So are you thinking of creating your own brand?
The reason I'm going to say I'm not is because of the labor that it takes.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You have to allow it to sit and expand and then rewash it. So I personally don't have the time.
Oh, got you.
To put the labor of love in it. Mm-hmm. But if I need to make it for myself at home, if I don't have it on hand and I have some regular, some raw sea moss to prepare, of course. But I'm not thinking of that. And because I do a lot of different vitamins, it's a lot of other things that I could probably, do and give to people. But I'm not there yet.
No doubt.
But how does sea moss work for you?
I love it. I mean, you know what the thing is for me is I don't know if it's actually working, right? I just love the taste of it, right? And so I know it's a superfood. I know it's excellent for your health, but I guess you can feel the energy level, right? But for the most part, I eat pretty well, right? And I'm able to put it in my shakes too now, right? Okay. And so I put it in my shakes. But I don't know.
See, I take it just from the jar. I don't mix it. I take my 2 big tablespoons in the morning, 2 at night. Here's what I would say. Since you're a healthy eater and everything like that, you may not see it right now, but what I will say is when you stop taking it is when you'll
There
notice.
You go.
So when you stop taking it, you'll say, oh, I feel a little sluggish, or hey, I'm feeling like I need to take a nap, or you'll see then the decline. And that's what I tell everybody. You're not going to probably see it tomorrow lift up a building, but afterwards you'll be like, oh, that's what's missing. I haven't, because it's going to be a decline or a decrease from something that's making your body feel better.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so there you go. So if you eat sea moss, if you ingest sea moss, let us know. I want to know if you're feeling any type of different or some effects. And, it's one of those things where, I've been eating sea moss, so I guess when I'll stop, I'll know, right? But I don't plan on stopping. Right, I'm trying to live to maybe 120 or something like that, still with my wits about me. I just saw this documentary. It's called Live to 100. And they went around the country, the world, different parts of the world, talking to people who are called, I want to say centennials or something like that. Sentience or something. I can't remember the actual word, but they live past 100 years old and they still are walking and moving and, doing things. This one gentleman, you would literally think he's about at least 60, maybe 64. And I say 64 because 65 is too old for him, the way that he looks, right? He's 104 and riding horses.
It's not America, though.
Yeah, it's not America. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
It's not America.
I'm not retiring here.
Yeah, okay. Where are you going?
I'm going.
You got a problem with Philly? you got a problem with Philly? That's what you're saying?
I got a problem with American
I know
food.
that.
Like, yeah, I'll be in like DR, Colombia,
No doubt.
even Jamaica.
It's funny because the other countries talk about how we eat here and the portion size and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of
What?
those things. Yeah, we got.
You guys eat too much. You're overweight, and it's funny because Jimmy Kimmel had something on his show when he was asking people on the streets. He does his Man on the Streets, and he was asking them like what they thought about. Never mind. Go ahead. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
All right, no doubt. So I don't want y'all going nowhere. When we come back, we got a dynamic interview. We'll be right back after this show. We talk weeklies after the talk of WPPMLP Philadelphia 106.5 FM. We talk weeklies after the talk with your boy Charles Gregory and the beautiful
Lauren Sizzle.
and the beautiful
Classy Lady Sparkle.
And we are here today. So without further ado, Sizzle, why don't you let us know who do we have today?
So we have the multi-talented Mr. Randy Crawford. He is the founder of Omni Shield Self-defense LLC. He currently works in the fugitive warrant unit for the Philadelphia Sheriff's Office. Mr. Crawford has over 27 years of law enforcement experience, 15 years of defense tactics training, 12 years of martial arts expertise, and 6 years of edge weapon training.
Wow.
Nice.
He's skilled in many areas of self-defense, first aid training, fire safety training, drug identification, criminal gangs, street gangs, lethal weapons, handling alcohol, drug impaired individuals, and more. He's been a guest motivational speaker at the Philadelphia Youth Conference, Mandy's Learning and Child Development Center, Parkway Center City Middle College, and Glen Mills. He's worked in collaboration with Tech Target's Virtual Range, Chasing Me, and The Girl with the Gun. And Mr. Crawford added a carjacking self-defense segment to all of the classes, in addition to teaching practical self-defense for men, women, and children, along with the specialized tactics for all individuals. Welcome to the show, Mr. Randy Crawford.
Welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
Good evening.
Oh man, you know what? We're gonna have a lot to talk about because
That's just a snippet
I know that's
of his resume, which is long.
No doubt. So let's talk a little bit about that. Where do we begin? Let's talk a little bit about, I guess, the law enforcement and what got you into self-defense. Let's start there. Yeah.
To be honest, I started this company back in 2005. Working in law enforcement just gave me the eye. I was just running across so many situations, domestic violence, just abuse. Of course, a lot more abuse against women and children. And doing this job made me just, you know what, somebody needs to take this to a whole other level. So watching all these things go down, I just came up with this vision and said, you know what, as long as I'm in this job, as long as I'm doing this, I'm going to give back some way. At that point, I decided, you know what, I need to do something. And that's why I decided to start this company.
Right. Fantastic. So, when you got into, or when you talk a little bit about the domestic violence piece, right? That has been a big conversation lately.
Yes.
Where does one start when it comes to, especially, I guess, the women, you know, that's currently in those type of situations? Where do they start in protecting themselves in that particular situation? You know?
Well, you have to think about the root of it. Root of it starts from the family structure. I mean, unfortunately, the way our family structure has been the last few decades has been terrible. You know, the family structure, you know, when I was coming up, you had a man in the house.
Right.
You had a woman in the house. You had some kind of guidance. And so, unfortunately, you have a lot of, if you wanted to talk about domestic, what especially with females, a lot of women have grown up without their father in the house. So the mother has to play both roles. So she doesn't have time to keep, eye on both things. So a lot of women growing up, they don't know what's wrong when it's right when it's coming with dealing with males. And then you got a lot of men who grew up with just a mother in the house. So they don't know how to control their tempers. They're not able to decide what's wrong, what's right when it's coming to dealing with each other, relationships. You know what I mean? And we've seen that in the last 2 decades. It's really, really, really bad now. And, working in this unit, I seen just the uprise of the PFAs, protection against abuse, just skyrocket. You know what I mean? And of course, COVID didn't help.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
stuck in the house with each other.
You're stuck in the house with each other.
Yeah.
That person that you didn't like, now you got to stay in the house with that person. And at some point, it becomes, abuse. And remember, abuse is not just physical.
Yeah.
It starts mental.
Okay,
so
sure.
when you break a person down mental, the physical part is just the easy thing. So, that I've seen a lot, and that's one of the things that inspired me to do what I do. And I get a lot more women in my classes than I do men.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Men get a little cocky.
I
And believe it or not, they do. But and I'll keep it just on the women. A lot of women come to my class, and a lot of them after the class pull me aside, like, thank you, because they actually find out a time when they can release themselves and speak something that's going on in their life that they never able to tell anybody. And so I've learned to, when I do my classes, I don't teach martial arts. You know what I mean? Martial arts is
I was going to ask,
martial arts is something you can do, MMA and all that stuff.
Right.
I teach self-defense, which starts with awareness. Knowing what to do before you go outside.
Right.
Driving down the street and you make that left, and that car behind you making a left, you make another left, and another car making another left, and y'all the only 2 cars on the street. Yeah, that's awareness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Walking down the street, you see it every day down here in Center City. Walking down the street with your face in the phone. I mean, come on, you gotta do better.
Yeah.
In my class, I do a lot of things about, women like to keep their cell phones in their back pockets.
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
So, I mean, all somebody got to do is bump up against you and take your cell phone and take off running. What you going to do? Your natural reaction is turn around and chase them.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do when you catch that person?
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. That's what they want you to do. They want you to chase them around the corner, so you know what, him and his buddies right there waiting for you.
Yeah.
Now, not only do they got your cell phone, but they're going to get everything else. And they might just get you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about that right now since we went there. What are some of the tips that you would give to women to, one, look out for, but, to be more aware of,
Well, the first key is awareness.
Right.
All right. Think about it when you go outside. We're routine people.
Right.
You go outside, you go to the car the same way, you go out the door the same way, you go to work the same way. So if somebody really wants to do something to you, all they got to do is watch your pattern. You know what I mean? She comes out the door 6 o'clock a.m., she's going to walk down the street, she's going to go get that same coffee she gets every day.
Wow.
So just be mindful of these things, Going to the ATM, we see it every day now. If you're going to the ATM, don't get out with your whole pocketbook, your phone, your hand, everything. Be awareness. You should not be spending more than 45 seconds at the ATM. But you see it. People go out there and they do their whole banking. Yeah. Nah, you don't want to do that. If you pull up to the ATM and you see somebody standing a little strange thing, using the machine, go to the next one. Do not get out the car, leaving your car running. That's what they want you to do. So you got to stop that. We see how many times we turn on the news and they done stole a car and a child in the car with. Yeah. Why do you get out and leave the car running? I won't even go to the gas station. You know what I mean?
Right.
You go to the gas station. Oh, let me leave the car running and go in there and pay with your child, the baby. No.
Or when you bring your groceries.
Yes.
Taking the groceries in the car, starting the car up first, and then you put the groceries.
Because unfortunately, we're dealing in a different environment of different people now. And we all know that there's a different bad person out there now. Unfortunately, they're getting younger and less thoughtful of what they're doing. They don't care. So, and unfortunately, you're the victim. Women are the victim.
Yeah. You know what, ladies, look, remember, so we got a few things here, right? Don't leave your pocketbook in the car with your car running. Don't get out the car with your car running. Got the baby in the car. You go into if you pull into a gas station. I see it all the time. Also, even when I'm at the gas station, you see somebody walk out, the car running. Guys do the exact same thing. But people pray and wait for that. They wait and look for people who, the car running. They got got people with them. They spin up. Boom. Somebody get in the other side of the car door, the passenger side, while they're distracting you. They got your car, they got your baby and everything that's in there, your pocketbook, all of that. Jogging.
Yes.
Jogging. You got your AirPods in. You can't even hear nobody running up and back you. I never put 2 AirPods in my ear. I just don't do it, Go ahead.
One of the other bigger things is now we all know is dating, okay?
Right.
Wow.
The apps.
Ladies, if you meet this guy and he can't give you his government name, that's a sign already.
My name Pookie.
Yeah, like, come on, you gotta be.
Right.
You have a woman, she dating this guy for 6 months, and she don't even know his name. You going by like, why do you not know his name? If he can't give you a name, you got something to hide. Like, come on, you have to be better than that.
I got you.
If you stop putting all your information out here on social media. If a man meets you, he already knows 50% of you because you don't put your last.
That's
right.
right.
On social media. It's as a man, it's not even fun getting to know you because I already know you.
Yeah.
Because you don't put so much. Stop putting, my last dude, he dogged me, he did this. Why?
Yeah.
Stop putting all that stuff out there.
Yeah.
If you meet a guy, the first time you go out with this man, number one, you should be meeting him at a secure location. Okay? He should not know where you live at. All right? And then when you go out, you say, listen, before I get in the car with you,
take his license.
Let me see your license. I need to know this car is legit. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And number one, before you walk around getting that car, walk around the opposite direction so you can walk past the license plate, take a picture on your cell phone or memorize it.
Okay.
So when you get in the car,
when
you get in the car with your girlfriends, because at least somebody should know you went out with John Doe.
Yeah.
Text her the license plate number, what color car you in, something like that. Because if something happens, at least we have somewhere to start.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, hey, she got into this green car, license plate, such and such. So that way we know where to start. Tell somebody I'm talking to this dude. Why you come up missing 2 days, nobody don't even know where to start.
Right.
You know what I mean? It ain't that nobody's trying to get in your business, but unfortunately we are in a different time dealing with different people. Learn to protect yourself. You know what I mean? You get a lot of, women, they always come to my class. First thing I do is I tell them to empty their purses on the table. All right. Now I kind of had to stop doing that because a lot of stuff,
couple things was popping out. Huh?
A lot of stuff was falling out. I was like, "Oh, you in the wrong class." But,
Wow.
So what I did, I said, "Listen, what you have in your purse is so many weapons.
Yeah.
All right. So this can be used as a weapon: keys, a pen, a knife." It is not illegal to carry a knife.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Some people think so. No, there's nothing wrong with carrying a knife. As a matter of fact, every person that comes to my class, I try to give them a knife that I think that works for them. And that's kind of like the gift that I give. But I teach them how to use a knife.
Right.
How to descend, because unfortunately, the knife is usually your first line of defense if you have to pick up a weapon. Whether it's a kitchen knife, can be anything, a pair of scissors. So I teach them how to use it effectively, where to use it, where to, have to stare at a person, what do you have to do. So I show them what's in their pocketbook to use, and they be like, oh man, such and such, because, I'll be honest, years ago, I did not promote for women to have, guns in the house like that, because a lot of women
have kids, young kids.
Kids, not only that, but if somebody broke in the house, the person was end up getting the guns from them and using it against them. You know what I mean? Because believe it or not, when people were breaking their homes years ago, not everybody was carrying a gun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like that. Unfortunately, it was that, person on drugs and he needed a quick fix. So let me just break in his house and he most likely wasn't carrying a gun. But if he breaks in the house and there's a weapon there, now it becomes his. Because if you can't defend yourself, you can't defend yourself. But now in 2023, I recommend every female that comes to the class, listen, you should own a firearm. You should learn how to use it.
Right.
I recommend a proper firearm for them to get. You know, don't go to the gun store by yourself because these guys just want to sell you what's on their shelf that they're trying to get rid of. You know what I mean? So talk to somebody, go learn, shoot that firearm before you purchase it.
Yeah,
You know what I
I
mean?
was,
And-
absolutely, my friend. Go ahead.
And if you carry, and I teach them how to carry a firearm, where to carry it, and I also take them to the range if they want to go to the range and show them the proper way how to shoot it, how to load it, where to secure it. You have kids in the house. Depends on the age of your kids. You need to sit down and talk to them. Hey, mommy, daddy has a gun in the house. This what you need and not know and not need to do. You know what I mean? Talk to them, explain to them. And if they're older, you know what? Hey, all my girls can shoot. I take my girls to the range regularly.
Interesting.
You know?
How old are they?
25, 22, and 18.
25, 22, and 18.
Yes.
Did you ever get pushback by teaching or exposing your kids about guns or carrying guns?
No.
Interesting.
I've never got a pushback because I don't know, maybe because I did it the proper way.
Okay.
You know, I mean, let's be for real, man. You go out in the country,
Yeah.
and them kids
They
are
know
shooting-
how.
them kids are
7
shooting
years
at
old.
7 years old. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And you never hear about them kids going in there and getting their parents
Yeah.
guns and shooting because they introduce them to them.
Early on.
I'm not saying that's for everybody. You know what I mean?
Right.
But how many times we got to hear on the news that this kid has went in the closet or did this because especially boys.
Yeah.
Out of curiosity, oh, mom, dad got good. So you got. Then it goes on the parents too. Let's be more responsible. You know you have a gun in the house.
Yeah.
Why are you leaving it sitting on the dresser? Why are you leaving it sitting on the counter?
Yeah.
You know, and number one, do not tell anyone that you have a firearm. Why are you telling people? Oh, I went out and brought this gun. Blah 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 blah. Because again, you giving me the up. So now if I need to break in your house, I know you have a firearm. If I didn't want to break in your house, now I do want to break in your house. You know what I mean? That's like people who come home with the big giant screen TVs. Oh, we know what they got in their house. You know what I mean? So we have to be more responsible for ourselves because, you know, we're in a climate now when, hey, law enforcement is only doing what they can. You know what I'm saying? They don't have the manpower to get to every job. So when that person climbs through your window, you might have to defend yourself before somebody gets there. So I talk to them, I teach them laws. You know, how if you have to pull that trigger, this is the laws you need to know. You know what I mean? Somebody runs in your house and they steal something, they jump out the window, run. You cannot chase them out the house and then shoot them. Now you're going to jail. You cannot do that. So, you know, I try to teach them all of that stuff. So by the time somebody walks in my class, they have a knowledge of everything. They know how to defend themselves physically with their hands. You know, a lot of women think, oh, I'm not strong. Yeah, you're strong enough. You know, some women are stronger than a lot of these men out here. I mean, I keep it real. But, you know, and I try to teach them, you know, while I'm talking to them and giving them scenarios so that keeps them interested in what they're learning. And then I allow them to talk while I'm teaching. And that's, you know, what you said, you know, Mr. Crawford, this is what happened to me. Okay, so you know what? We're going to teach you from that happened to you. That way you're going to learn from experience also, because you can't teach experience. You can only inherit experience. And when they come out to class, they're like, the mind is blown. Because, you know, we're not in about learning karate and all this stuff. I'm just to teach you how to, you know, use your hands, hold your hands. A lot of women don't even know how to throw a punch. So by the time you leave my class, you will know the proper way how to throw a punch, proper way how to kick somebody. So many holes to pretty much get out of that situation. Know several places you need to grab this man. If you need to do what you need to do. And I do the same thing for the kids. I have a lot of kid classes I do. Same thing. You know, we got a lot of kids with the, you know, child abduction thing. You know what I'm saying? That's big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It is,
So we teach these kids how to walk down the street. When you see that black van pull up, you need to know what to do. You know what I mean?
Awareness. That's right.
Awareness is the key. You know who's around you. You know who to call. You know what I mean? Know who to run to.
You know what? Real quick with that, and I say this to like, you know, my son and like people around me, even my sisters. I say, look, a lot of times you're walking, you don't even pay attention to who's around you, who's behind you. One of the things I say is, as soon as they leave, what did that person have on behind you? They have no clue. So if something happened, you can't even say what they had on, what they look like, the height, what color was their eyes, the sneakers that they had on. So that's certain things that you need to realize. Go on, my brother. Yep.
And you got to teach them, you know, again, society is, different now.
Yeah.
When I was coming up, I see Mr. John walking down the street. I feel, unsafe. I can run to him.
Right,
You know
right,
what I
right.
mean? If you walking down the street with your son and then another kid is in trouble, that kid should be, oh, you know what, sir? I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
I need help. And you as a man need to say, okay, what's wrong?
That's
You know,
true.
that kid needs to stop not being afraid to go to another person and say, hey, I need help. And that's why we have so many things happen with youth now. Nobody knew. They didn't have nobody to talk to.
Yeah.
And that's what we need. We need to start talking to some, because we could save some of them. You know what I mean? We have a lot of youth, we know, just out of control. But there's some out there who do want help and do want to be saving. And you got to start talking to them. If you walk in the store and you see a young man, hey, how you doing today? Why not speak to him?
Yeah, that's true.
Why is it so hard to speak to him? You'd be surprised how many, like, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
I got a
You know
question
what I'm
for you.
Yes.
So, Southwest Philly, a young lady was carjacked. She was, and this is why I tell my kids, because we got family in Southwest as well. When I'm driving, let's just say I came from an event, it's like 2 a.m. I'm on these little streets. I'm not stopping at at the red light. At this little, I'm not doing it. You're going to keep going. Well, she stopped at a red light, and they carjacked her, took her to the ATM, made her withdraw her money, and then raped her.
Right.
And I think he just got caught. Like, people in that Southwest Philadelphia area, this is public news too. So allegedly this is what he's done, and they just caught him. But in that scenario, what would you have said to this young lady? And I know you don't have many details, but she's stopping in a small neighborhood hood at a red light that there's no other traffic. It's like 3 a.m. and then got carjacked. Awareness.
Here's again, this is one thing, awareness. Number one, you're a female. It should be a very good reason why you're out 3 o'clock in the morning by yourself. Okay? If my daughter comes home at late at night, she's coming from work, I try to teach her, hey, try to stay on Broad Street. I'm not saying Broad Street is safe, but there's a lot of traffic on Broad Street. And she also knows, yes, you stop at a red light, you see somebody approaching crazy, there's no problem. Take off. I'd rather for you get pulled over by a police officer than that person comes
And they'll understand.
Run. If that dude gets in the car, in front of the car, run his butt over.
You have a weapon, your
You know what I'm
vehicle.
saying?
Right.
Yes. You know what I mean? Do not. And unfortunately, again, it's summertime. Maybe you got your window. No, you can't be driving down the street with your windows down, because that's easy. You know, I would love to be able to own a convertible, but me, I carry a weapon. I still would be nervous driving a convertible in Philadelphia.
In Philly. Real quick, I want you to answer this, because I want to pull this question up by Linda Fuller. She said, are these classes in NJ or PA? Because we're going to get to that, because we want you to let everyone know. But since this question came up, why don't you let her know where you are?
I'm doing classes in Philadelphia, Delaware, Jersey. Again, I'm giving back. You know, I've had people contact me from Delaware. Hey, I need a class. I said, you know what? You pick a place in Delaware.
So these are private classes you're doing?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I have a pretty good connection with someone in the city, and a lot of the women who are in the shelter who experience domestic violence, before they're released from the shelter, she calls me and says, listen, I have 3 ladies we're going to release. They need to take your class for an hour before I want to release them.
Wow.
I said, no problem. And when I give their classes, strictly private, you know, because you don't know what's going on in their life. So in that situation, yes, that's private. But if anybody else wants to have a class, no matter whether it be private, however you want to do it, it's fine. Like, again, we just had a class a couple of weeks ago. It was over in Jersey. It was a church. Right now, I do a lot of churches. A lot of churches, you know what, we got women coming and they feel a little insecure about coming to church and everything. So a young lady wanted to set up a class, and that's what she did. She had 15, 20 of the church members come through. We went down the basement of the church. Boom.
Fantastic.
I have another church up in the Northeast that I'm working close now, and I'm working with her security team, and I'm setting up the security for her church. You know, she's a little nervous when they do collect the money and stuff like that, because, you know, that's big now. That is big, Robin. These churches are very big.
Yes.
So I've had all 8 of their officers, all of their church officers. I took them to the range, taught them all how to shoot, showed them how to go get their license to carry. So they all are, you know, licensed now, and we walk through scenarios on how to protect themselves, how to protect her. and that's the things to do. So yeah, it doesn't matter. Like I said, I did a not a bachelor party, but the women
Bachelorette.
yes, I did a bachelorette party last month. That was great. She said she wanted to do something different. So she said, listen, I want to do something different. I want to do the trip. She said, just come through. And she didn't tell the girls. There's about 10 of them. They came over. They thought they just going to go through their walkthrough for the wedding. But, I came through and I did the self-defense, and they loved it.
That was I like that.
Yeah. Maybe what we'll do is, because you ladies need to get some training and stuff, some self-defense classes. I think all of us do.
Both the self-defense and the firearms.
Right, yeah. And so what we'll probably do is, and Linda,
she's in Jersey.
She's in Jersey, okay. So what we'll probably do is create like I don't know, maybe we do a We Talk Weekly thing. Try to get a whole bunch of people together, specifically ladies, get y'all out here to protect yourself, understand your awareness. Things that's happening around you when you're jogging. Try not to jog with your AirPods in, both of them. Anyway, you can hear just the same with one on. Stop walking. I see a lot of y'all on SEPTA. Waiting for the train with head down. You don't even know who's standing behind you. Your phone get taken away from you. People run up behind you. Things of all that. Just pay attention. It's about your awareness. Understand the ecosystem that you're in, the people around you, your circle, and try to be more aware. Gentlemen too. I see gentlemen do the exact same thing, and we become victims also.
Yes.
So don't think just because you're a man, sometimes people don't hold up. They hold a little back on the women. They don't hold back on the men, right? And so you got to know how to really bob and weave and pivot when it comes to certain things. I've been taking classes. I used to box a while ago, but I've been taking Krav Maga.
Yes.
And being a little bit more into that, which is an interesting way of self-defense. But I'm interested in some of the things that you're doing, and we want to get people together and understand that this is something that you guys need to do. This isn't a game out here. I think everyone needs to understand how to protect and secure yourself. Go, my brother. Yep.
I have a question. It is Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Yes.
And a lot of people just assume like that month is specifically to kind of, highlight domestic violence when it comes to women. But there are men who are victims of domestic violence. Do you find that it's harder for a man to be open about being a victim of domestic violence?
Of course, because men, were raised to be these strong, guys. You a punk if you express. But unfortunately, again, the way society is, women have taken on more of that masculinity role. And now when they get into the relationship with guys, and the guys don't do exactly what they want them to do, they physically and mentally are lashing out to these men. And a man comes up, and a lot of them have been raised, again, from a different type of environment, and like, oh, it's okay for this woman to sit here and yell at me and physically abuse me. And that's not right. You know what I mean? Some women out here, let's be for real, are heavy-handed and strong. You punch a person and hit a person, that's not right. So yeah, they're being abused just as much, and they don't know. They feel as though they have nowhere to turn, so they walk around with their heads down, like, "Yo, I'm getting dogged at home," but I don't know how to lash out. And what happens is that builds up, and that builds up, and that builds up, and about after a point in time, that's when something happens that shouldn't happen. So yeah, that does happen. So sometimes you got to be able to talk. If you ain't got, you can't even talk to your boy like, yo, man, you gonna like, yo, man, you're a punk, man. You can't do that. You know what I mean? And let's be for real, the city is taking away so many of these services that we used to have to be able to go out and talk to people. You can't do that. You know what I mean? That's why we got so many homeless people laying on these streets around here. You know what I mean? Especially downtown, you walk around, you're like, yo, wait a minute, mental issues is crazy. And with the way society is, people are turning more and more to drugs too, because they can't deal with society. So they figure to look at the easy way out. So we got the mental that's going up, you got the drugs that's going up, and that's another thing that I talk about in the self-defense class, because I added the carjacking thing, because the carjacking thing is crazy. We see it now all the time. Carjacking is crazy, but I also put in a little segment talking about first aid and CPR, because you at home, something happens before, again, you call rescue. rescue may not get there in time. So we need to learn how to save ourselves before somebody else can save you, because this is crazy. And with the academic, with drugs going on now, you know, I teach everybody in my class. I spend 5 and 10 minutes on showing them how to use Narcan. Narcan is big. You know what? And it's not illegal to carry it. Something like people think, that's illegal, that's just for law. No, it's not. There's nothing wrong with you got some Narcan carrying in your pocketbook and
to save somebody else's life.
If you choose to do that, you know, you might have a family member. You know what, this person uses drugs. And you walk over to that person's house and they go under. Before a rescue, somebody can say to them, you need to be able to step in and do that.
Because you can order that. You can order Narcan.
You can Narcan, yes.
What about vacations? Like women who solo vacations and stuff. Is
that is a big thing too, again, because with let's be for real, with the limited choice of men out here, a lot of women are doing things on their own. And then vacation. I don't recommend you going on vacation by yourself because you're going to these islands and stuff like that. Again, every time we turn on the news, such and such is missing. You a target. I'm sitting at the airport. I'm a bad guy. I'm watching. You know what I mean? I see you come through. Nope, she by herself. So I get maybe a nice looking man to come up and start talking to you, get your attention. You're on vacation. You're in a whole other mindset. Start talking to you, learning a couple of things about you. It's a wrap.
Yeah, I'm big on solo vacations.
And it's not, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, but also you got to be very aware of what you're doing. I can't, of course, I can't tell you you can't do that, but you need to be aware of what you're going.
One of the other things that they tell you not to do, and this, I don't do this, but I know a lot of people who do, like, you're leaving your home and now you're telling people you're on vacation. So now there's an empty house.
There
you know what I mean?
Again, that goes back to that whole social media thing. Okay, stop.
Leave that damn social media alone.
Stop putting on there. I'm doing this. I'm going here. Now, yes, there's nothing wrong with letting somebody you trust, one person know, or maybe two know, I'm going to be out of town because somebody needs to watch your house.
Right.
If something happens. So, that's fine. But stop putting it on there, I'm doing this. Or even say I'm out to dinner with such and such. Because they like, well, she's sitting at, she at the steak, 48 steak. She's going to be about an hour, 2 hours. That gives us enough time to climb through that window.
Absolutely.
Stop doing that.
Or return when you come back.
But this is the thing. Stop posting while you're there.
Yes.
You can wait till you get back home and post, right? Because what's starting to happen is people are putting their locations. Your girl tripping. I'm in Acapulco right now. You don't have to post right now. You could post and say all that stuff when you get home because people are watching. You have how many people do you know has a social media? They only get like 3 likes. But you can look and see dozens of people are looking at your page. So that means they're paying attention. They're just not interacting. So just pay attention to the things that you're doing, ladies. And this is the reason why we have this gentleman here. Why don't you tell everyone a little bit more about your company, how they can get in contact with you, and if they want, say, for example, a lesson, what can they do? What's that process? All that good old stuff here.
Yes, there's no class that I can't do. If you want a class with 2 people, that's good. 3 people, that's good. 20 people.
We're going to schedule a class. We definitely want to do that.
If you just want one-on-one, that's fine. If you want to do firearms, self-defense, if you just want to do first aid, CPR, there's nothing that we can't do. You can reach me at a cell phone at 267-461-8878. Anytime you want to call.
Say that again.
It's going to be 267-461-8878. And if you want to reach me, fine. You can reach me on Facebook at Omni Shield. All you have to put in the Omni Shield, it will come up. If you don't want to put it on the post, you can DM me. I don't care. Also, Instagram, same thing. Omni Shield Self-defense, same thing. You can just leave a message. I will get back to you. If you want to reach me on LinkedIn, also the same thing, Omni Shield. And I'll respond within a couple of hours. I mean, I'm busy, but I'm always looking. I get texts, I get calls all the time. People want to set up classes. Again, I mean, firearms is big now. Again, like I said, a lot of women now want to learn how to protect themselves. And I sit down, and I'm not going to say, I'm just going to take you to range. I'm going to talk to you first because I want to see what your mindset is. Because if you feel as though you just want to get a firearm because Kareem is out in the street cheating, nah, we ain't going to do that.
We need some people, some ideas.
We ain't going to do that. I want to know why you want to do this and talk to you. And if you have kids at the house, before I do that, because, there is responsibility, because I want to teach responsibility. And another quick thing is, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you ladies have, but a lot of women carrying around pepper spray. All right.
You know what? I want you to hold that thought real quick. We're going to do an ID check. You're listening to We Talk Weeklies After the Talk on WPPMLP Philadelphia 106.5 FM. We Talk Weeklies After the Talk with your boy Charles Gregory and a beautiful and we're here with someone with whom I have a tremendous amount of respect for, Mr. Randy Crawford. He's talking a little bit about self-defense, how to protect yourself, how to get in contact with them, and awareness, which is a big thing that a lot of people don't think about. Your awareness, making sure that you don't have two iPods in when you're walking or when you're on the street, making sure you understand what's behind you. Pick your head up from your phone. Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. Go ahead, my brother.
I just want to elaborate on pepper spray. This is the funniest thing. When I used to empty pocketbooks out, everybody had pepper spray or spray in there.
That's spray back.
let me explain something to you. When you go to the store and purchase this stuff, a lot of that stuff is watered down.
Yeah.
Okay. Pepper spray that you get from the store may last a month or two. All right.
Really?
So let's think about this. Somebody comes out and you pull out that pepper spray and spray it. How many women have been hit with pepper spray before? Exactly. So the average bad guy has been sprayed before. So who do you think is going to take that hit better? So all you're doing is helping the bad guy. You're blinding yourself. Okay. A lot of them are wearing masks now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're blinding yourself, which is helping him out. Okay. So be mindful if you're using this pepper spray stuff. I've carried pepper spray on my duty belt for about 27 years. I've only used it once.
On a dog, on a human or a dog?
I used it once on a guy that was on like PCP.
Oh yeah,
right, that we didn't know.
Yeah.
But every time that I seen an officer deploy pepper spray, it seemed like all the cops was coughing and the boys still fighting.
So look, so since you're talking about that, right? So I'm curious to know. So we understand pepper spray. What about this new thing with a lot of the ladies carrying kind of like tasers, taser guns, handheld, because that's the only. Go ahead.
Here's the thing. In my class, I teach that I don't want that guy to get near you.
Right.
For you to use a taser on me, that means you messed up. I'm already on you.
Ah, got you.
And again, if I got a jacket on, if I got a hoodie on, if I got layers of clothes, you ain't tasing me. This is going to be making noise.
And making you mad.
I've been in a situation where we tased a guy and he fought like it was nothing.
Yeah.
Because again,
I didn't think of clothes.
The promise doesn't go through all of your clothes. So now, if they can't, women,
Especially in the winter.
And unless you're on law enforcement, illegally you carry the tasers that we carry.
Yeah.
So you're carrying a taser which somebody's got to come up onto you. You got to that
put
means
in your neck or something.
He's too close to you.
Yeah.
I teach my self-defense class is he is not going to get that close to you.
Yeah, I know that's right. So what about the women who are scared of guns, right? Pepper spray, nah, not so much. Taser, got to get too close. Outside of a firearm, what would you recommend? Because even just hand-to-hand combat, you still got to get close, right? So what else in terms of self-defense items can a young lady carry that will be something that you would recommend?
You could use, anything. You could use a file, and same thing you use as your file your fingernails down. That can be used as a knife. You know what I'm saying? You could use an ink pen. Stab that man in the eye. You know what I mean? Stab him in the throat. There's things that you carry in your pocketbook. Believe it or not, keys, car keys, are vicious. If you hold a car key right, you can do some damage. I teach women how to hold the car keys between their fingers. So when they punch a guy, he didn't even know she had car keys in her fingers.
Speaking of fingers, so when women, we wear our heels, we do our nails, that type of stuff, would you suggest that certain things, like even when you're out and about take those heels off and put on some shoes, or don't have your nails so long so that you can't protect yourself if they're false nails. Like, are those a part of your classes that you tend to?
Well, you can't. I mean, a lot of women like to look a certain way, so you can't sit here and tell women they can't wear nails and stuff like that, because if they're wearing real long nails, most likely they're false anyway, fake anyway. So if you try to scratch somebody, they're gonna break. So again, if you're going out to the club, y'all going out to a dinner, and you need to walk a little distance, carry them little flats in your shoes. So if somebody does come at you, at least you have some kind of balance. You're not going to have any balance on your heels. If you do have your heels on, and take that heel off and use that as a spike.
Yeah.
Use that as a spike.
No,
You
that's right.
have to. You have to learn and use everything that's on your body.
As a weapon.
Sometimes you might have something that's sharp on your pocketbook. Use that. This is if a person decides to lay hands on you, to me, that's life and death. Because we're in a time now when these people are not going to just punch you, grab your pocketbook, and roll. They want to punch you, kill you, and make a statement, then roll. You know what I mean? So unfortunately, we're in that time. So you know what? We have to start defending ourselves like that. Somebody lays hands on you, that's a life and death situation, because there's no mercy rule no more in 2023.
I like how you said the eyes, though. Yeah, like jab them in the eye, but don't be scared.
Don't be scared. First of all, he laid hands on you.
Yeah,
Right.
scared.
So that fear right there should be gone.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because, and learn to scream. Make some noise. I mean, yeah,
Fire.
we're in a time now where people just pull out their phone instead of helping.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? If you scream and say, "Hey, stop," and you have to defend yourself. If you are carrying like a firearm, something like that, at least people say, "Well, I heard her say stop before she killed him."
Right.
You know what I mean?
So I'm sorry. One last thing before we let you go. So one thing that's big now is the school shootings, and you spoke to Mandy's Learning Center. You talked to them about the importance of not opening classroom doors and what to do in the event of an active shooter. A lot of times we don't think about when we go out to different places, the movie theaters, the restaurants, the malls, and things like that. We don't think about being prepared for an active shooter. What's some things that people can do?
Places like the mall, the movies, school are called soft targets. They are one of the most dangerous places to go now. When you go in the malls, how many times you turn on the news and you see malls shooting?
Yeah.
How many times you go to the movies shooting? How many times you going out to bars or clubs and shoot? First of all, you should know your exits. Okay, you walk in the mall, look around, see where your exits are. You walk into a movie theater, look around and see where your exits are. When I go anywhere, I never sit to my back to the door, because I want to see who comes in. Because when you walk in, you see them guys walking, them girls, your hair stand up like something wrong. Don't be afraid to say, "Yo, babe, let's get up and roll." You know what I mean? Why? And talk to your partner. Say, "Hey, if you ever see me get up and say this, do that," you already know something up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We need to get out here and we'll discuss it afterwards. You know what I mean? I've always talked to my girls, and right here they would tell you when they were in school, they're like, "Dad, they doing?" I said, "No, let me tell you something. If you have an active shooter coming to school, do not run in the classroom.
Yeah.
All right, don't run in the classroom
Stuck in there,
and ball up in a ball and hide. No, learn your exits. As soon as you think something, run
Get
to
out.
the nearest exit. It's a lot harder for me to shoot you moving like this than sitting in a ball in the corner. Because it doesn't take anything for me to get into that classroom door. The teacher's not going to have a gun to protect you. You're sitting there, and you look at any school shooting, any one of all those kids that were killed was killed in the classroom, huddled up. Get out in those hallways, run your ass off to the nearest exit. Don't worry about it. And one of your teachers say something, you call me. You know what I mean? And tell me, like, you call me and your principal, because you tell me, your principal, and I'll come up there and I'll tell them, no, I told my daughters, if something happened, don't go in that classroom and be a sitting target. Have a fighting chance. Get out of that classroom. Get out of that hallway. Get out of that restaurant. Get out of that movie.
I know your daughter's boyfriends is like, "I gotta meet your pop."
Yeah.
No, they be like,
Yeah, my daughters call me Lakeview. They
Lake, y'all seen that? Samuel L. Jackson, right? Yeah.
No doubt, no doubt.
They think I'm crazy.
Before we let you go, you gotta tell everyone how they can get in contact with you and all that good old stuff one more time. One more time.
Again, you can reach me at a 267-461-8878 on my cell phone. Like I said, I have it all the time. If you need to be, and I'll sit down and I'll set something up where you want a class 1, 2, 3, 4, 20 people. If you want a class with your children. I do a lot of couple. They love the couple classes. Yeah. When we do couple classes, the wives and the husband and boyfriends, they like to beat each other up and all this stuff. We have a blast with that. You can reach me at Omni Shield on Facebook. Just look up Omni Shield. I'll come right up. You can DM me or post something. Instagram, the same thing. Omni Shield Self-defense, or LinkedIn, same thing. And just look me up and I'll get right back to you.
Fantastic. I appreciate you coming today, my brother, dropping those gems. And ladies, again, listen, be cognizant of your surroundings. Be cognizant. Know what's going on around you. And one more thing. Most of the time, guys, especially if they in them streets, they kind of have an awareness of certain things that's going on. If you with one of them and they tell you it's time to go, don't argue with them. It's time to go. Don't why I gotta leave. No, it's time to go. He's telling you for a reason. Get out of there, right? But I just like to thank you for coming to the show and dropping those gems, man. This is the type of things that we like to do, especially for the community, to offer them some solutions, right, on how to be better citizens, how to better protect themselves, how to better become entrepreneurs, all that good old stuff, right? And so we just want to thank you for coming to the show. Why don't you say one more last word for all the ladies out there, all the gentlemen out there, all the people out there that believes that they don't need to protect themselves? What would you tell them?
Everybody needs to protect themselves. Like I said, unfortunately, we are in a very, very dangerous time. Like you said, it's either carjacking, sexual. We didn't get into sexual assault. Sexual assault. Sexual. I mean, I can talk for an hour based on my theory on why sexual assaults have increased in society, but that is big right now. Yeah. Like that. And children, let's start saving some of these children. Yeah, you know what I mean? The young youth, the 20s and the teens, which it seems to be out committing 95% of the crime out here. Yeah. They're doing it for a reason. So it's up to us, men, women, come together and come up with solutions. But we gotta protect ourselves first, because law enforcement don't have the resources to get to every call now. Yeah. You can see it, you know what I mean? Yeah. So you learn to protect yourself before they can get there. Learn the laws, you know what I mean? Go find help. Don't be, guys and women, don't be afraid to ask, hey, you know what can I do to make myself better? You know what I mean? We want to have a positive thing in society. We got to do better. Yeah, for sure. Well, I want to thank you for coming to the show, man, and you're more than welcome. One thing that we say on the show is once you come to the show, you're a friend to the show, so you're always welcome to come back. But we want to bring you back on because we want to talk about more ways that people can protect themselves, and we're going to do a special We Talk Weekly kind of like get-together gathering for the people to kind of come and take some type of class to amplify your brand, but also to get some lessons. Maybe we can do that, as a courtesy or something, so they can enroll with you. We're going to offer something like that. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we got a gentleman with whom I have a tremendous amount of respect for. He's a friend to the show. He's like our brother anyway, So International Nova, my guy, will be right with you. Yes. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this show.
What's going on, you guys? This is Bridget Kelly, and you are locked into We Talk Weekly.